Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is November 13th. 2018. Strong hand, long-term thinking, unconfiscatable. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Deferral of gratification. Honey Badger t-shirt. Check out the links below. Get your Trezor, get your t-shirts, all sorts of affiliate link stuff down there. I don't even keep track of all of it. There's so much good stuff down there. And, you know, the events. I'll talk about the events I'll be at soon at the end of the show, so stay tuned. All right. Yesterday's show, check it out. Rocky Palumbo was on. We talked about this Bcash insanity. This week in Bitcoin, Saturday was Friday. That was awesome. Saturday's show was also awesome. DisruptMeister.com, all my archives. TechBalt.com, all my old This Week in Bitcoin videos. And, of course, follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TechBalt. It has been wild and wacky on there today. Been tweeting out some good stuff. People have been sending me some good stuff. Thank you, everyone. I mean, new show here every day, man. Every day. Over 1,100 shows at DisruptMeister.com. Whoa! And it's after midnight here, but baby, I keep on going and going like that Energizer bunny, like that Energizer. What's this guy called? The Honey Badger. Pound that like button. All right. So I want to start this off in a very positive way with a tweet from Zach Vole. Oh, yeah, Zach's been on the This Week in Bitcoin show many a time. And he says, do you think Bitcoin, $112 billion market cap, is more valuable than Coca-Cola, $210 billion? Then it's time to buy. Yeah, think about that a second. Think about that, people. If you're on the sidelines, do you think Bitcoin is worth more than Coca-Cola? Because right now, the market cap of Coca-Cola is basically double that of Bitcoin. Think long term. Think long term. I mean, I've had videos before about why you shouldn't drink any Coca-Cola, save all of your money that you used to drink soda with, and buy Bitcoin. And I've been talking about that since what? I think that video was like from 2015. So if you actually follow my advice, it would have been great. But the point is, down the road in the year 2020, I mean, do you think Coca-Cola is going to still be more valuable than Bitcoin? I don't know. I mean, how about in the year 2024? But it's going to happen one day, dudes. Bitcoin will surpass Coca-Cola for forever. It actually it did surpass it at one point, but it shall return. It's logical. It's logical that the World Reserve cryptocurrency will be worth more than a sugary poisonous drink. All right, Frank Castadini, my buddy in San Francisco, sent a $5 super chat, and he says, hey, Adam, greetings from happy and gay San Francisco. Love the show. Keep it up. Say hi to my partner, David. Well, David, wherever you may be, Frank says hi. David, I hope you're watching the show, and I hope you are spreading the word to everybody, gay and straight, real estate and non-real estate, in San Francisco to get on that Bitcoin train. But I got to say something. For all those, the gay dudes are dudes that have gone their own way, okay? That's a different way. They've gone their own way. And men that have gone their own way, those are key Bitcoin target market right there, okay? Because they got some extra cash, man. They're not saddled down with some lady trying to get her diamond rings and everything. So all the guys in San Francisco, whatever way you've gone, if you're a single straight dude, if you're a married gay dude, you've got some extra cash, get into that Bitcoin because it's better than drinking yourself out of shape with Coca-Cola. All right. I mean, think about that, dudes. You don't want to be out of shape and a dude in San Francisco. I mean, you want to be ripped when you're. I mean, I was walking around San Francisco one day, and because all these haters out there are going to be, they say that the gay dudes are soy boys or whatever. I'm walking around freaking San Francisco and I see two black dudes that look like Ray Lewis holding hands. Okay, so you don't want to mess with. There's all different types of people. All right, so going back, but I've said on this show many times, I've said there should be some, there should be some gay dude out there on YouTube that is like talking about Bitcoin to the gay community, for God's sakes, because they've gone their own way. They're not supporting some lady or whatever. And again, if you want to support some lady, that's your business, but you end up losing half your money again. Anyway, that's for the Saturday show. Okay, we've had a little interlude there that was unplanned. All right, so I will say another thing. We're going to talk about Bcash in a while. No, I won't say this. No, I won't say that about Bcash. There's a. Yeah, all right, we won't talk about that actually. So something about Bcash that I was trying to bring up yesterday, and this is a serious thing. Guy Revick tweets this out. We now know what Satoshi's shotgun is. It's a giant 30 MB blocks full of spam designed to crash nodes and slow down competing miners. Luckily, Bitcoin has Satoshi's bulletproof vest, a block size limit. And this is what I was trying to bring up yesterday with Rocky, but it really didn't come up correctly. My point is the block size limit isn't there just for lulz. It's there to prevent exactly these kinds of spam attacks. All right, for all you big blockers out there, you get what you paid for. Pound that freaking like button. All right. Again, you got deferral gratification. We need big blocks now. No, we didn't need big blocks now. And this is what you get. You get Satoshi's freaking shotgun, and you get what's going on between SV and ABC. So what is the future? What's the long-term future of Bcash? Because this show, everyone knows, is about long-term thinking. And I'm telling people, right now, Bitcoin's market cap is less than Coca-Cola's. Obviously, it's going to be worth more. So what's the obvious future of Bcash here? With all this, with everything that you have seen, with all the bluster and the threats and the split, the possible split, and who's really using this and who's trying to take over it and who are the main players in it? What is its long-term future and what are they really fighting over right now? And I gotta say, the more I look at this, the more I think that the end of Bcash is much closer than I originally anticipated. I mean, I thought the Bcash thing could go on at least until 2025 or something. I mean, but this, I mean, you can see the path he's going down here. Well, first of all, by talking about him, fake Satoshi, this much, it plays into what he wants. He wants all this bravado and bluster, and he thinks he's going to fake it until he makes it, and that he's going to be able to claim victory after November 15th. And I'm not too sure he will. I think he will claim victory. But I'm not sure he's going to have victory. I think there are going to be two different coins. I think there might be two different coins after all. I mean, if I was in, no, I'm not going to. Let's go back to the main, what I was trying to get at here. The future of Bcash. It's not bright. It's not bright because I mean, think about the different options here. I mean, status quo. All right, status quo. Two different coins, but that splits an already number 4 altcoin in two. And then the third alternative is fake Satoshi in charge of a coin. That's really what it is. And that's centralized. And that's not what this is all about. And for such a person to be dictating what's going to go on in a coin and then have some core followers just hyping him up and stuff, it's not going to last too long. He's not going to be able to fake it for too much longer. I'll say that. So it would be funny if, and not funny, I don't want people to lose value in all this, okay? If you're a Bcash holder, dude, I don't see that bright. I don't see a bright long-term. I see a very dark long-term future, okay? Very, very, very dark. But there might be some people, there are a lot of people that don't realize everything that's about to happen here, or everything that could happen here right now, all right? And if he really does use his Satoshi shotgun and you really cannot move Bcash for a week, okay? Imagine if that happens. If so many shenanigans go on that you can't move it for a week. I mean, is that a strength? Is that something that people go, oh, I want to invest in this coin? Or are there going to be some people that are going to be like, oh, I'm out now. Now I'm out. Now I really know Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. And, I think if we get into a situation and he makes it such a end of the world, I'm going to take this thing down situation. If he actually pulls that off, that it's going to help Bitcoin a lot. People are going to be like, I don't want a piece of this thing anymore. What is this thing? I'm in this for savings, for cryptocurrency, for spending even. If you can't even spend it, if it's dangerous to move it, there's no replay protection. There all sorts of stuff. People aren't interested in those technical details. They're just like, I want to be able to, I want this to be worth more in the future, or I want to spend it. And if it's just some technical mumbo jumbo thing, they're going to be like, pass, Bitcoin or Litecoin or whatever, who knows? So this whole game of chicken, he might win the chicken game, but in the long run, I mean, he's a cooked goose, okay? I mean, that's the road that Bcash is going down right now. And again, let's just wait. Let's wait and see how this thing. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out on the 15th. That's all I have to say. And again, if he is even somewhat successful, he will claim victory, and he will start to threaten Bitcoin, because what else is next on the ego list? What else is next? To get your name. I mean, I already heard a rumor that he says there's some vulnerability in Bitcoin. That'll be his next thing, to get into the papers and get into some mainstream. But again, I am saying all this also because I think there are going to be some people out there that are going to be worried during all of this, that Bitcoin could go down, that maybe this guy is so powerful and that he's got the backing of this billionaire named Calvin, that that they could threaten they could do the same thing to Bitcoin. And that maybe because they could do the same thing to Bitcoin, maybe Bcash is the real, maybe he's gonna, because he keeps calling Bcash Bitcoin. Don't fall for it. That's part of this bluster. That's part of his plan, to make it look so scary to Bcash that, oh, well, he could do the same thing. The things he's threatening to do to Bcash, he could do to Bitcoin. He can't. He can't. He's got this billionaire, and he does have this billionaire behind him. But and it's so funny, the billionaires complaining how CoinGeek, their Pravda, their news organization that they control, that the billionaire owns, Billionaire Calvin, that's what we should call him. Billionaire Calvin owns. He's complaining it's getting DDoS attack. That there's, well, that's kind of like, is that against the rules to DDoS attack a site? Just like you guys are going to use your Satoshi shotgun to fill up the ABC blocks, right? That's not against the rules. So how can you complain that you're getting DDoS? Is that against the rules? If they're able to do it, it's not against the rules. It's part of the game. It's part of the game. And Calvin said something like it was very immature for people to DDoS him. He said, and how we need to get rid of the immature people in crypto or in Bcash or whatever. And again, and on Calvin's Twitter feed, you can see him parading around drinking with all these young women that he's paid, obviously. And whatever, if you're a billionaire, yeah, go ahead. You're a 50-some-year-old billionaire, buy yourself some women. That's your darn business. But I mean, is that the face of your coin? Is that the face of the coin you want? Anyway, but I'm giving these dudes too much attention. What I'm trying to say for my Bitcoin people, have a strong hand. This will pass. But there are Twitter trolls out there saying, look, and next we're going for Bitcoin. I mean, they are just some 80%ers out there that love to fall in line behind psychopathic leaders and will do anything they say and will be like, yeah, winning for the sake of destruction means winning. Yeah, killing, winning, destruction, all tying them up together. There's just people that love to follow strongmen, and that's disturbing, but that's just the nature of humanity. That collectivism is the default. Now, collectivism behind people like this, that's, thank the Lord, that's not the default. I have hope for humanity. I think most 80%ers that make up humanity don't fall blindly behind vicious dictators. Anyway, so Vincent Retail sent $5. He said, many unbelievable huge egos in B trash. Yeah. And the thing is, Vincent, we all call King of the Trolls, and Rocketman Wu, and they have big egos, clearly. I don't know if Rocketman Wu seems to be like just a serious destructive businessman. I don't know if he's got a big ego. I shouldn't have said destructive. A serious businessman, a cold calculating businessman is what I meant. But I'm going to tell you something here. This ego, this bluster on this individual, his desire to now make it, he is going to make himself out to be Satoshi in a lust for power way. Because he wants to show that I crushed Bitmain, or I crushed this, and thus I am Satoshi. And he might not say it like that, but that's what he's trying. That's what he's projecting out there. This power, this raw animal power that he desires, which is the most vicious, horrific power one can imagine. That will be his ticket to Satoshi-dom in his warped mind, and in others. And you see comments like, well, I haven't seen anyone prove that he's not Satoshi. I mean, does everyone have to be proven not to be? I mean, he's got to prove he's Satoshi. It's not our responsibility to prove he's not Satoshi. I mean, I see like Blake Anderson's here. Can you prove that Blake Anderson's not Satoshi? No. I mean, you probably would take it. No, Blake should prove and Blake isn't claiming to be Satoshi. Blake is the type of man who's like the complete opposite of freaking fake Satoshi. Seriously. I mean, you got Blake Anderson will be speaking at the New Orleans conference on December 4th and 3rd and 4th. That's linked to below. 20% discount Meister code linked down there below. Vortex is also speaking there. Good to see Blake in the chat there. All right. Okay. So I probably should stop talking about this Bcash thing until after the fork, or the day of the fork. You can watch yesterday's show with everybody loves to see Rocky on my show. So Rocky was on yesterday. It was great. Okay, here, Medium post by the great Nick Bhatia. And this is positive stuff for Bitcoin now. Now we're getting back into total positive Bitcoin stuff instead of negative altcoin stuff. And again, something that Rocky and I brought, fake Satoshi wants to destroy all the altcoins, yet he has an altcoin. So, all right. So Nick Bhatia says, Fidelity, and here the article is the business of Bitcoin cold storage. Now this is everyone should read this article. It's very positive. Fidelity recently set an asset management industry precedent that will redefine Bitcoin's custodial infrastructure landscape. The legacy asset management industry has finally woken up to the truth. The business of Bitcoin private key management has massive pent-up demand, and the time to service that demand is now. Bitcoin does not need Fidelity to become legitimate. Rather, Fidelity launched Bitcoin custodial services because Bitcoin has already achieved legitimacy. Hoffman line strong, baby. Pound that like button. They didn't say Hoffman line strong in that tweet. I did. Pound that like button again. So yes, of course, Bitcoin is legitimate. And of course, this is great that these custodial services are being built because these institutional investors will not hold their own private keys. They won't hold they don't want to yet. They should want to be able to do it, but it's too much of a responsibility. So that companies like Fidelity, and he said Northern Trust will eventually also, and he lists other ones that are going more and more in 2019, 2020, he predicts. These are the tracks into crypto, into Bitcoin for the institutions. They need this stuff to be set up already, okay? And so the custodial services, more and more of them are going to be set up. The quicker the institutions will pile in, because the train tracks for them to get in will already be there, because they need those. They're not going to control their own private keys. On the other hand, as individuals, we got to keep on controlling our own private keys, storing on our Trezor, and holding, because again, we are limiting the supply that these institutions are going to need and want. So remember it that way. Think of it that way and remember it. All right. Who is this? Amaral says, one of the biggest European exchanges, Bitcoin.de, has bought a bank and gained banking license. They plan a massive expansion with 4,000 Bitcoin ATMs across Germany. Okay, let's see if this is 100% true. I'm not familiar with Bitcoin.de. I don't speak German. The article is in German. But if an exchange is buying a bank, again, this is something that we're going to see in the future. Bitcoin-related entities buying traditional financial entities, which is great. But if there are 4,000 Bitcoin ATMs across Germany, I think that's a positive. Let's see if it really happens. And well, there you have it. That's something interesting you can learn on Twitter. Let me erase that. We talked about that. Yeah, again, this week at Bitcoin will be at 11 a.m. Eastern time this Friday. Tawanda Kembo will be coming in live from Zimbabwe, so that'll be awesome. And Mustab Murad, who's also been on the show before but won't be on this, he's got a tweet. You take the risks in your career, business, and endeavors. The savings vehicle is supposed to be as low risk as possible. Inflation culture has poisoned the minds so much that even the idea of having an undilutable currency feels crazy to people. So yeah, what people consider to be savings vehicles these days aren't savings vehicles. I mean, well, yeah, I'll just park my money in the stock market. I'll get a good return there. I mean, I can't keep it in dollars, but it's getting inflated away. Everything's getting inflated away. And so when they hear of something like Bitcoin, it just seems like it's too good to be true. And it's crazy to people cannot grasp it. It's crazy to them. It's crazy, but it isn't. If you go, this is the way it should have been. This is the way it should have been. There shouldn't be all this inflationary nonsense. This is the way it should have been, and we're getting back to it. And yeah, but at the same time, we got Christine Lagarde is going to give a speech in Singapore in a few hours, and perhaps she's already given it because the time difference in Singapore is, she might be giving it right now. But someone on Twitter notified me about this, and this is like a Fed coin type of thing. Okay, guys, we're talking about how Bitcoin is obviously deflationary, but the Fed coins of the world they'll be able to print as much of them as they want to, but say, hey, we've got a cryptocurrency, we've got a digital currency, and we're going to be able to keep track of you. And everyone will be like, ooh, USA coin, Germany coin, better get in on this. It seems much more legitimate than this BTC. Well, the 80%ers will be like that. Anyway, here it is. A central bank digital currency could be around the corner if you believe the IMF. And here's a quote. I believe we should consider the possibility to issue digital currency. There may be a role for the state to supply money for the digital economy, said Christine Lagarde in prepared remarks for Delivery Wednesday, local time, at the Singapore FinTech Festival. Well, okay, she's at the FinTech Festival, so I guess she's got to kind of appeal to get into the crypto digital side of things. And who knows, she might be just talking about, she obviously is talking about centralized digital currencies that will be posing as crypto. Again, it will be confusing to some people, but hey, what you can take away from this is, first of all, don't put her on a pedestal, but just know that the IMF people are even talking about cryptocurrencies and can kind of see the direction that the world is going in. I mean, it's a digital world, it's a crypto, and so this will be a way of getting huge chunks of people under their financial control. At the same time, many of them will think they're doing, something quite innovative and like, ooh, well, it's safer than that Bitcoin because it's not controlled by a country. Again, you can see this mindset in all the Ripple people. They're like, well, I want a bank cryptocurrency. Well, there'll be plenty of people that want a country cryptocurrency. All right, BreakerMag.com has an article on Brock Pierce. They're an interesting contributor to our space in terms of journalism. They do a good job. And so if you've ever been curious about Brock Pierce, I actually spoke to Brock Pierce and saw him in when I attended my first cryptocurrency conference back in April of 2015 in Cape Town, South Africa. And he didn't used to dress like he does now, but I guess now that he's a billionaire, he can dress like a hippie. And that's his business. He can do whatever he wants to do. But of course, there's all sorts of controversy involving him, be it in Puerto Rico or in some personal matters of the past. And read this article and you can learn more about that stuff if you're interested. Because he's a big character in the space, an interesting individual who used to be a child movie star. He was in the Mighty Ducks movie or something. All right. But Breaker Mag does some great work. So I'm just linking to them below. Check it out. All right. Finally, there are still people out there who have just really, they know about Bitcoin, but they just don't have a clue about it. And they are sure that it will end up at zero. I mean, there are people out there that are sure Bitcoin, it's just a fad. It will end up at zero. And again, this is good for all of us with the insider knowledge, okay? With the insider knowledge of the custodial stories. Just the things that people are ignoring. They're not building these organizations for the heck of it. They know the institutional money is coming. They know all sorts of stuff is happening. Logical people know that this isn't a going to zero type of thing, that it's a going way over Coca-Cola type of thing, to tie it all together with the beginning of the show. So bang that bell button, click on the squares if you're watching this on tape, or not live on tape. And you can see some old shows that are popping up there. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Check out the link section below. Offended by selling. See ya.